I want to talk a little bit about the impact that, hiring your company had on my life, the changes that it's made, and just kind of things I learned along the way, because I think that this is something that so many people can benefit from. Mm-hmm. And I think about years ago how if you wanted to make it, you kind of had to get lucky or really know the right people. But now technology has changed it so much that you're really in charge of your future. You really have the ability. You could be alone by yourself on an island, and as long as you have one of these things, and a connection to the internet, you have everything you need to really create a business, start a business, and have an entire business. You don't need anything else. You need the technology, the ability to communicate.
So I guess what changed that viewpoint for you then? Because you had mentioned that, when we started working together around the same time, you really started looking at, social media, and you had done a big program there. I guess what were you looking at that you're I have to do something different with my business? 'Cause I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that think that way, right? They've been doing the same thing forever. And it's if I just, get 5 more patients through the door, or if I just do whatever, it's going to change. Right. And sometimes you have to do drastically different things in order to actually make that change. And I guess for you, what were you looking at, man?
Years ago, I saw this internet program. It was about making your first $1 in 30 days. It was about taking all the necessary steps. If you were on a island and this was all you had, taking all the necessary steps to kind of start a business and make your first $1 online. Mm. And it was a lot of work to make that first $1, but I eventually did it. And it was whoa, this is pretty cool. I wonder what would happen if I apply these principles to my chiropractic office. And I did that. And my phone was ringing too much. And I also realized that for me, that wasn't actually the best business model. I had people driving 2 or 3 hours to see me, but they would pass 500 chiropractors on the way. And quite frankly, I like to joke and say chiropractic's kind of like intimacy. Even when it's bad, it's still pretty good.
I will say, though, I've been adjusted by 5 different chiropractors in my life. In the last 10 years of my life, my mother-in-law has actually been my chiropractor. There is something to say about somebody that can do joints and extremities and all those things as an athlete. Oh man, the right chiropractor does make all the difference. But I'll let you continue.
Yeah, well, it's a wonderful thing. But I felt they were passing other chiropractors to get to me, and I didn't feel like I was really adding that much because there's a lot of great chiropractors out there. But this thing kind of fell on my lap. This I'll say product. And it became very important to me that it survived when the person that introduced it passed away. 96 years old, he had a heart attack, and he was kind of a one-man show. And I had one of my patients using this product. It became very, very important to me. So I kind of rescued it, and I started applying the principles to that because I'm one person. I can only see so many patients. But with a website, in the digital media, it's working when I'm sleeping. Mm-hmm. So I started applying these principles to that product, and eventually I stopped taking new patients. I still take some a little bit here and there. I love chiropractic. I love giving chiropractic, but if I take on too many, it interferes with what I'm really doing, where I'm making a difference. Mm-hmm. So anyway, this program, the cool thing about it, the whole concept was based on market leadership. Mm. And this guy had this weird formula. It was kind of like a Einstein equals MC squared type thing. Only it was ML equals C times CN. All right. What does that mean? Market leadership is content times consistency. Mm. And I put that to the test. As a chiropractor, it filled my chiropractic office. And then towards this business, and the funniest thing happened, it was probably about a year into it, not even a year into it. I have an aloe vera company. Mm-hmm. And at the time, I moved this company into about 200 square feet in my chiropractic office. The entire company was in 200 square feet. And I remember the largest people in the industry, the owner of this company and his top salesperson, made a 4.5 hour drive to my location to see this business because I created a huge presence online. And they thought, who is this Dr. Haley and this new aloe vera company? We have to see what they're doing. And I remember they just kind of cold called and popped in. They said, well, we'd like to see the company. Where is it? I said, you're sitting in it. It's this little box that we're in right now. And we were actually running a pretty decent sized business, one that would sustain a family out of that little space. Eventually, it took over the other 800 square feet in the office. And then now where we are here, we do a pretty good sized business, even in this small warehouse. We have a huge freezer and the forklift and the studio. We got a lot going on. It's cool. It's a lot of fun.